This is TechCG News today with Xiaomi executives taking a big pot shot at the iPhone 11. The Pixel 4 is the most leaked phone of all time. We get some fresh live images of the Mate 30 Pro, and Redmi are giving us a refresh of the most popular phone that they sell. So before we get onto Xiaomi executives and what they said about the iPhone 11, let's first have a look at all the fresh Pixel 4 XL leaks. This is absolutely the most leaked phone I can remember. According to quite a fair few people, it was leaked on purpose by Google at the very time the iPhone was being launched to try and take some of the limelight away from that launch. But in any case, this looks like the best Pixel I've ever seen, and it's the first time that I've ever been genuinely interested in a Pixel phone. But we get a list of specs too. Most interestingly is the screen, a 2K OLED screen with confirmed a 90 Hz refresh rate. That is super interesting, not to mention the camera upgrades on the back and the additional RAM going up to 6 GB of RAM now. This all in all looks a really interesting phone. Having a 90 Hz refresh rate is fantastic on that phone. Going into 2020, 90 Hz is going to be a prerequisite for any phone. All the Chinese manufacturers have said they are going to have models with 90 Hz, even Realme, which are a real budget type of brand. Redmi said they'll be having it too, and I think there's a lot to like about the Pixel 4 XL this year. However, that new iPhone 11, the budget model of the range, looks super interesting at that new lower price point. And before we get onto that Xiaomi news with the iPhone, let's have a look at these Huawei Mate 30 Pro. Real device leaks another picture, and we actually get a really good look at the new waterfall type display on this phone. The screen curves incredibly round at the sides. If you are not a fan of curved displays, you're really gonna hate this phone. It is much more curved than we see on the P30 Pro, but actually it looks a lot like the P30 Pro. It just has a much more pronounced curve that goes right around the edges and into the sides of the device. Without actually ever seeing a real waterfall type display in person, it's hard to say what the benefit is of having such a curved display on the sides. But in any case, pretty much all of the flagships from Chinese brands are having them right now, and we may see it with Samsung in the future too. All right, so about that iPhone and what the Xiaomi executives said about it. The iPhone is here, and everyone really like the design. It's very subjective, but I like the fact the extra camera is there, and I think all in all, it's a good upgrade in the camera department. But of course, a lot of people have a lot of stuff to say about the iPhone, including a couple of Xiaomi executives. Lu Weibing said, well, at least the top model comes with an 18-watt charger, but the normal iPhone 11 still has a 5-watt charger in the box. I think phones absolutely need to support fast charging and must come with the fast charging accessory in the box. They didn't stop there though. Another Xiaomi executive took a pot shot at the iPhone's 5G capabilities, or rather lack of. How can you sell such an expensive phone without even having 5G? Okay, well, what they said has some merit for sure. I mean, such an expensive phone coming with a 5-watt charger in the box honestly is just pathetic. However, I really don't like it when one company takes a dig at another company and says their products aren't good or that their products are better. I really think companies should stick talking about their own products, telling us all the great things about their products, and not really take to social media and take pot shots at other companies. I mean, there's plenty that the iPhone does better than any Xiaomi product. Video, for example. But anyway, let's get on to the iPhone Geekbench scores. A ton of Geekbench scores came out on the iPhone 11 today. Now we know this is the iPhone 11 because it only has 4 GB of RAM. Apple don't actually tell us how much RAM that they use in their phones, but a lot of people have worked it out to be 4 in the iPhone 11 and the 2 Pro models to get 6 GB of RAM. But certainly the A13 chipset is the most powerful chipset in the mobile world, much more powerful than the Snapdragon 855 or even the Snapdragon 855 Plus, according to these scores, but they are very easy to fake or to fudge, so take it with a pinch of salt. And finishing, going from the most expensive phone to the pretty much cheapest smartphone you can get, the Redmi 8A. And we got details in China today. It has a 6.2-inch LCD display with a water drop notch, a singular camera at the back that's been moved from the left edge to the middle. And a big 5,000 milliamp hour battery for that phone. That should be coming in around 599 RMB. Like I said, an incredibly cheap price for what is a real smartphone with real smartphone capabilities. So drop me a comment, let me know what you think about some Xiaomi execs talking trash about the iPhone. Do you think they're right in what you said, or do you think they should just concentrate on their own products? Let me know. Anyway, that's it for now. I'll see you in the next one.